Fernando Alonso is reportedly set to earn $40 million per year from Aston Martin for his 2027 and 2028 seasons, a significant pay bump that leaves the team's budget looking decidedly stretched. How can one of the sport's most successful drivers justify this massive salary increase when his current team sits last in the Constructors' Championship? Despite Aston Martin's struggles, Alonso has been negotiating an extension to keep him racing through 2028. The reported $40 million figure is a staggering jump from his previous annual salary of roughly $30 million. This raises questions about how Aston Martin plans to balance their budget while still competing in Formula One. Adrian Newey, the team's managing technical partner, seems confident that Alonso will stay with Aston Martin beyond 2026. Pretty confident he'll remain, according to Newey's statement to Motor Biscuit. But what does this renewed commitment mean for the future of both Alonso and the team? The uncertainty surrounding David Croft's report about a 5-year deal complicates matters further. According to Croft, Alonso has an existing agreement that spans 5 years, with 2 years as a driver and 3 as an ambassador. If true, how does this align with the new $40 million contract for 2027-2028? This discrepancy adds another layer of intrigue. So where does Aston Martin fit into all of this? How can they afford to pay one of the highest salaries in Formula One while struggling at the back of the grid? Alonso's decision to extend his deal with Aston Martin despite their poor performance so far this season is already shaking up the financial landscape. But how will the team manage these numbers going forward, and what does it mean for Alonso's legacy? The EA4 or $7 million figure reported by Motor Biscuit and GP Today has significant implications for Aston Martin's future financial strategy. With Alonso set to remain at the team, there's a growing belief that this move is a vote of confidence in Aston Martin's leadership rather than an indication of current performance. Motor Biscuit cites Business Book GP's Mark Limacher as stating that Alonso's value lies not just in his on-track achievements, but also in his influence off the track. This perspective suggests that Alonso's worth extends beyond race results, and his presence is crucial for Aston Martin's brand image and marketing efforts. Alpine had been eyeing Alonso for a potential 2027 season as well, according to multiple outlets. However, with the news of his Aston Martin extension, Alpine has reportedly closed off any pursuit of the Spaniard. This leaves fans wondering about the future possibilities and partnerships in Formula One beyond this immediate announcement. GP Today's coverage highlights that Alonso's decision aligns with Aston Martin's long-term vision under Lawrence Stroll's leadership. Stroll's project aims to rebuild the team's reputation and performance, making Alonso's continued involvement a key part of that strategy. So, how will Aston Martin manage their budget amid this significant salary increase? The team has consistently struggled in the Constructors' Championship for several seasons now, with only 1 point scored through the first half of 2026. How can they sustain such high salaries while also improving their on-track performance? One possibility is that Alonso's value to Aston Martin extends far beyond race results. He brings media attention and corporate sponsorships, which are crucial in a sport where financial stability hinges on multiple revenue streams. But how much of this is speculative versus a tangible benefit the team can rely on? David Croft's statement about the 5-year contract structure adds another layer of complexity to the situation. The reported agreement includes 2 years as a driver and 3 as an ambassador, which could mean that Alonso will transition roles within Aston Martin at some point in his contract. This ambiguity raises questions about how much this new salary reflects his current role versus future commitments. Is it justified purely based on his performance and results, or does it factor in the broader impact of his brand presence? Alonso's own comments reflect a sense of optimism despite the team's challenges. A strong base to build on, he says when discussing the car. This suggests that Alonso sees potential for improvement within Aston Martin, even if current results are not ideal. So what does this mean for the fans and the sport at large? Will other high-profile drivers follow suit, demanding similar salaries regardless of team performance? The announcement window is set for the Dutch Grand Prix weekend at Zandvoort. Paddock sources believe terms are already agreed upon, with the formal signing likely to take place then. This timing adds another element of anticipation and speculation. Will Aston Martin's financial situation be addressed during this period? How will the team balance their budget moving forward? Alonso's decision to extend his contract with Aston Martin despite their current standings is a bold move. It reflects both confidence in the team's future trajectory and Alonso's own market value. But how sustainable is such an arrangement for a struggling team like Aston Martin? The I4T million figure underscores the growing importance of star power in Formula One. Teams are increasingly aware that high-profile drivers can significantly impact their financial health, making it essential to secure these commitments despite immediate performance issues. Alonso's influence extends beyond just his racing abilities. His presence on social media and at events contributes to Aston Martin's brand recognition. This holistic view of a driver's worth is becoming more prevalent in the sport. So how does this affect the broader dynamics within Formula One? Will other teams look to secure similar long-term deals with their top drivers, even if current results are not up to par? The reported a $40 million salary highlights a pivotal moment for Aston Martin and Alonso. It's a testament to the evolving nature of the sport and the strategic importance of high-profile driver contracts in shaping future success. As fans await the formal announcement at Zandvoort, there's no doubt that this decision will continue to stir discussions about the financial realities and competitive landscape within Formula One. The stakes are high for Aston Martin as they navigate the significant salary increase. How they manage these finances moving forward could determine whether Alonso's commitment turns into a success story or another challenge in their ongoing rebuild. Adrian Newey's confidence in Alonso staying with Aston Martin speaks volumes about the team's direction under his technical leadership. Pretty confident is how he described it to Motorbiscuit, indicating a strong belief that Alonso sees potential for growth at Aston Martin. This move also highlights the delicate balance between immediate results and long-term vision. While Aston Martin currently sits last in the Constructors' Championship, they have ambitious goals for future seasons. The team's performance with the AMR27 car and their partnership with Honda Power Units are crucial factors in this strategic decision. The contrast between Alonso's optimism about his current car and the stark reality of Aston Martin's standings is a telling narrative. His belief that there's a strong base to build on suggests he sees room for improvement, but how will the team deliver on these expectations? Lawrence Stroll's vision for Aston Martin involves more than just racing. It encompasses brand rejuvenation through partnerships and sponsorships. Alonso's continued involvement aligns with this broader strategy, making him a key figure in the team's long-term plans. This raises another critical question. How will Aston Martin finance such high salaries while aiming to improve their performance? The $40 million commitment represents a significant financial burden for a team that has struggled financially over recent years. Will they need additional investment or cost-cutting measures to support this deal? David Croft's 5-year contract claim adds another layer of complexity. If Alonso's agreement includes 3 years as an ambassador post-racing, it suggests a longer-term relationship between the driver and the team beyond his current role. This could be seen as a strategic move to keep Alonso involved in Aston Martin's brand even after his driving career. However, this narrative doesn't align perfectly with the reported $40 million salary for 2027-2028. The discrepancy here raises questions about which version of the contract is accurate and what implications it has for Aston Martin's financial planning. Given Alonso's status as a high-profile driver, his presence on social media and at events significantly boosts Aston Martin's visibility. His influence extends beyond track performance to brand loyalty and corporate partnerships, making him an invaluable asset in terms of marketing and sponsorships. But how will Aston Martin leverage this value without compromising their racing goals? The team must balance Alonso's off-track commitments with the need for on-track results. This dual responsibility places significant pressure on both the driver and the management. The announcement at Zandvoort is eagerly anticipated by fans and industry insiders alike. It marks a pivotal moment in Aston Martin's recent history, signaling their commitment to rebuilding through high-profile endorsements and strategic investments. So how will this impact other teams? Will they feel compelled to offer similar deals to retain star drivers, even if current results are not ideal? This decision sets a precedent for the entire sport, potentially reshaping financial strategies across Formula One. Alonso's decision also underscores the evolving role of drivers in the modern era. They are no longer just race winners, but brand ambassadors and corporate partners. Their off-track activities can have as much impact on team success as their performances on the track. This shift highlights a broader trend in sports marketing, where athletes' influence extends far beyond competition results. The interplay between performance and brand value is becoming increasingly important for teams like Aston Martin. As fans await the formal announcement, there's an underlying tension. Will Aston Martin's financial strategy be able to support this significant salary increase while still competing at the highest level? How will they balance immediate needs with long-term goals? The $40 million figure encapsulates not just a contractual agreement, but a strategic pivot for Aston Martin. It represents their commitment to rebuilding through high-profile endorsements and brand partnerships, even in the face of current challenges. This decision also reflects Alonso's unique market position. His influence off the track is as crucial as his on-track achievements, making him an indispensable asset for any team looking to elevate its profile. The announcement at Zandvoort will be a defining moment for Aston Martin and Alonso alike. It sets the stage for future negotiations and financial strategies within Formula One, potentially influencing how other teams approach their driver contracts. Will Aston Martin's new strategy translate into on-track success? How will they manage the financial demands of such high-profile endorsements while still competing at the highest level? As we look ahead to the formal signing at Zandvoort, it's clear that this decision carries significant implications for both Aston Martin and Alonso. It marks a critical juncture in their relationship, one that could shape the future trajectory of both parties. The $40 million salary reflects more than just a financial agreement. It's a statement of faith in Aston Martin's potential and Alonso's unique value to the sport. This decision sets the stage for an exciting chapter ahead, with fans eagerly anticipating how this partnership will unfold. So, as we approach the announcement at Zandvoort, there's no doubt that the next few months will be pivotal for both Aston Martin and Fernando Alonso. Will their commitment pay off? Only time will tell as we witness the unfolding drama in Formula One. Will they find a way to balance financial demands with racing success? Can Alonso's influence truly elevate Aston Martin's profile, or is this just another chapter in their ongoing struggle for prominence? The stakes are high, and fans are on the edge of their seats. Will Zandvoort see the signing that marks the beginning of a new era for Aston Martin? So as we await this crucial announcement, it's clear that Formula One is witnessing yet another pivotal moment in its evolving narrative. Will Alonso's continued presence at Aston Martin lead to success or further challenges? This decision sets the stage for an exciting and unpredictable future ahead.